everybody. This is Tina. How you guys doing? I am feeling great. And I just wanted to come on here and you are looking for a car. Okay. And when before you go to the car dealership, these are some of the things that you should be asking before you even think about showing up. You need to ask these questions, ladies, okay? Because I'm looking out for you. Okay. So let's get into it. I gotta put my glasses on, okay? So this is what happened to me. I was I guess looking around and searching for a car dealership to go to. I won't say any names, okay? And I really wanted, I'm ready to get like a have your old cars, yes, but I wanted to get was interested in getting a new car. And before I went in, the person was telling me they had some deals going on. So I'm thinking, okay, I can work with that. But then something said, listen, you don't want to go in there and you get set up and then you don't get approved. Now, for all my people who have regular wage jobs, I'm sure you're good. But for those of us who are self employed, okay, we have to go a different way, a different angle when we approach things, okay, such as buying a home or buying a car. There's certain things you kind of have to like check off and make sure that you're not going to have any issues when you going into a car dealership. So let's just get that out the way, okay? So let's get this. I don't know what's going on with this internet, but we got to get it right, okay? So I was explaining to them my situation, self-employed. I do this, I do that, I do this, I do that. And they were like, cool, no problem. Just bring in your bank statements, bring in this, bring in that. You're good. Okay. But I said, okay, but I still need to ask more questions. So with asking a lot of different questions, I just wanted to make sure that, okay, you guys, um, don't know why my phone didn't want to act up today. This is not the day to do this. Okay. So, sorry guys. I don't know what's going on here. I'm just trying to get through this. Okay. I really want to give you all these tips. I really give you all this checklist. So just bear with me. Okay. So I started asking questions. And after getting the runaround, I finally got somebody who just told me the flat out truth. And I had to really tell this person, please just keep it straight with me. Okay. So at the end of the day, I didn't even go in. Okay. And I'm glad that I asked questions on the phone and I got my answer in the end. But let me tell you some more things that I feel like you need to do before you go into a car dealership because that way it can save you a lot of time and money and transportation and all the above and the headache. So here we go. Okay, so number one on the list, you want to ask what's the total price of the car. Okay, not just the monthly payment. So you want to make sure you're clear with them, like, okay, so what's the total price, and make sure you get it down to the T of what the price is. We talk about taxes. We're talking about, you got to pay for the tags, the license, all that stuff, and all together. So you want to make sure you get an understanding of how much it is all together, including the monthly payments. So that should be broken down to you. Actually, you might have to wait to after you see the car you want. So that's a little bit down the line. But you definitely want to make sure you're clear on that before you sign any papers. Okay. Also, another good one is, do I need a co-signer with my current credit situation? That was something I kept asking them. I was like, look, do I need a co-signer? The first person said, no, you're good. You don't need a co-signer. And then finally, when I got to the last person, I said, look, do I need a co-signer? Because I do not want to be on a false mission and come up to the car dealership and then you all tell me I need a co-signer because I'm self-employed. Okay, I don't want to go through that. Okay. So thank you. He kept the 100 with me in the end. So I appreciate that. So shout out to him. I won't say his name or anything because we're just gonna keep it private, okay? But anyway, so also, so here we go. So also, there's another one, okay? Another one on the checklist. What's the minimum credit score you accept for approval? So you want to make sure that your credit score is good, okay? If you don't know your credit score, then maybe that's something that you probably need to get checked out. And I will admit, that's something you definitely want to know. You want to know your credit score, okay? So that's number three. You uh probably number one on the list. You want to know your credit score before you walk into anywhere. Okay. You want to walk in there with confidence. You don't want to walk in there and walk out saying, well, they said my credit score was a four, a four or a five, and you sitting up there embarrassed. I don't want to embarrass myself. So I'm not going to walk in no place and my credit score is lower than what I thought. Okay. It's just not gonna make me feel good at all. So that's a no-no. Okay. All right, we have a little fun here too, guys. So loosen up. I like to have a little fun. I like to laugh. Okay. So also, let's see. And welcome in anybody that's here. I appreciate you. I see we have somebody. So keep coming in, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate the love. Come on in. Subscribe, share the live for me. I appreciate you all. Okay. Okay, so we're talking about the checklist for women or men. It don't matter. If you a type of person you have no clue about what to do when you're purchasing a car, you don't know anything about what to say, what to ask. These are a few things that you can actually reference to. Okay, it's a checklist to tell you some of the things and some of the questions you should be asking a car dealership before you get there, online if you can. Sometimes you can't do it until you go inside, but a lot of these things you can do before you go in, because I did. I don't want to waste my time. Okay. All right. What else? So we have do you offer financing for buyers with no credit history? That's very important because that's a situation too. Sometimes, like, if you are a person who have not used your credit in a very long time, okay, like me, I'm a little old school. Maybe mine might be a little rusty. I've been just kind of keeping things very simple. They don't like that. They want you to have, like, be using a credit card. They want you to be using something to show activity on your credit. If you don't have, they consider no activity, no credit. I'm thinking, if I don't have any activity, that should be a good thing, right? No. They want you to have a credit card. They want you to be using the credit card. They want you to have some type of activity on your credit. They need to see something. So if you don't have anything on there, to them, that's like having bad credit. So little do I know, but now I know. Okay, so if you don't have a credit card, it's time to get one, or maybe well, the prepaid cards don't work. You forget about that. We got to find a way to get you an actual credit card, okay, to kick it up a notch, and and make payments on it on time, okay, stuff like that. We need to get that going. So that way, once you start building up your credit, like for me, if I build up my credit, like 6 months, build it up, give me like a little credit card, build it up 6 months, then I'll probably look like I have good credit. Maybe, hopefully. I'm just saying. Okay. I'm not an expert. I'm just giving my opinion. All right. So, also, here we go. We got another one on the checklist. How long we need to ask these questions to the car dealership. How long are your loan terms? Okay, are they 36 months? Are they 48 months? Are they 60 months? You want to ask those questions because that's real important. Because I noticed with some of the car dealerships that have those newer cars, it seemed like you're gonna be forever making payments. I'm like, ugh. I said, this car must be a dream car. It got to be really nice because I don't want to be making payments forever. Okay. Like, I really don't. But if it's a nice car, reliable. Okay, it's if it's like a brand new car, no more than 2 years old. Okay, I might work with that for the 5 years. But if it's not, if you're talking about a car that's 10 years old, 15 years old, no. Okay, I'm just gonna have to save my money and buy my car out. That's it. Okay, that's my plan. I'm gonna save my money and just buy a car and just pay cash for it. Boom, 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 boom. That's it. I'm done. I'm done. I just don't want to do 4 or 5 years for a car that's going to break down on me as soon as I get through making the payments. Can you believe that? I'm through making the payments and now I need a transmission. Come on, please, 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 please don't do that to me. Okay. A sister can't do it. All right. So let's move on. All right. Welcome in, everybody. Okay. So what else is next? We have okay, do you work with outside lenders like credit unions? Okay, another one is, can I bring my own financing or pre-approval? Okay, that's number 8. Okay, and then we also have number 9. What's the interest rate range for my credit score? Okay, so as you know, the interest is what we are really paying for. Okay, it's almost like you paying double the amount when you put the interest rate on there. So that's something that you want to be careful with if you don't have great credit. That's one thing you want to be careful with, is that interest rate is what's going to be holding you up, okay, and making you pay more than what you should be paying. Okay, so that's something to definitely ask questions about. Okay, that interest rate is very, very important. Okay, also, what additional fees should I expect at the signing? Okay, you want to know all the fees that you got to pay when you're ready to sign on the dotted line. Before you sign on the dotted line, you should know what other fees are going to be included. Okay, is there anything else I should know about, sir, ma'am? Should I know? Okay, what else am I paying for here? Okay, so make sure you ask those questions. Okay, also, a lot of people, they do take trades, so you want to ask them, do you take trades in? How do you determine the value? Okay, so trade-ins, they take those, but me, I'm like, I don't know. For me, I don't think I would do a trade-in because they're gonna, to me, they could increase the price on purpose. They could see your car coming in here and be like, okay, we need to basically say she's saving 5,000, but really we actually jack up the price 5,000, so that way you can bring it down 5,000, which comes out to the same amount. These are the type of things I'm thinking in my head. Okay. Like, why would I want to bring in my older car? I'm going to keep that car. Okay. So when I'm going in certain neighborhoods, I got me another car to drive around. Okay. I don't want to drive my nice car around everywhere. So I will be using it as a backup. Okay. So that's just me. But you do what you like. Okay. All right. Also, another good one on the list. Are there current rebates or incentives for the first time buyer? Okay, or veterans. Okay, so that's a really good one. So you want to ask questions like that. Okay. What else? Okay. Do you take? We talked about trade-ins. Can I see a breakdown of the out the door price before I come in? Okay. So if you can do that, some of them will do it for you, but a lot of times they be like, well, do you know what car you want? And a lot of times we see the car online, but for me, I'm like, well, I see the car online, but I don't know if I want that car. I just see it. I don't want to like say that's the car I want. And then when I get there, the car looks totally different. So it's kind of hard to do that on the phone, maybe, because you want to make sure that's the car you want. So I would say you kind of have to do what you feel to do. I know for me, I'm going to say, well, let me come in first and see the car before I say that's the car I want. That's just me. Okay. You do what you feel to do. Okay. I'm just giving y'all tips. Okay. Nothing is made in stone. This is just tips and ideas. So thank you guys. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, it says, do you offer extended warranties and what do they cover? Oh my goodness, this is a really good one. This is a really good one. Warranties. When you purchase in a car, ladies, let me tell you, I am one, I gotta have warranties on my car because it seemed like every car I've gotten, if whether it was a used car, I mostly always had used cars, but the thing about it is a lot of them break down so easily, especially the older ones or the ones that they're just going to get you to from A to B and not C. Okay, you can't travel with it out of the state, but you can just go around the neighborhood, around, go back and forth to work and to the grocery store, that type of car. Well, those cars, they always break down on you first after a couple of years, and then you end up getting another car. So that's what I mean. You want a warranty, especially if you're spending a lot of money and you getting these cars from this car dealership. You definitely want a warranty, but then you got to be careful with the warranty. So for ladies, if you could take a mechanic in, that's the old saying, take a mechanic in with you if you can. If you got a friend of the family, you got somebody that can go in with you, okay, and do the talking for you, negotiating for you, you're going to be so good. You're going to be so good. Get somebody to know what they're doing. I know that now. I need to take somebody in there with me that know what they're doing and what they're saying, and they can talk car talk. Okay, they speak the language. That's what I need. Okay. I don't know about you, but that's what I need. Okay. I need somebody that can speak the car language. Okay. Let's see what else. Welcome in everybody. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you. Okay, so let's see. We're talking about, before you go into a car dealership, what are some of the questions you can ask the car dealership? Okay, and this is just like a quick checklist for for ladies or anybody, men or women. Okay, I just say ladies because a lot of times it seems like a lot of the ladies, they kind of like, okay, we gotta kind of know what we're doing when we walk in a car dealership, because they automatically think if they're gonna pull a sheet over our head. But the guys, they usually don't mess with the guys too much, from what I've seen. Now I could just be I could be wrong, but a lot of the women, we definitely we definitely get the runaround sometimes because they think we don't know anything about cars. And for those women that know about cars, let me give you thumbs up. Okay, I need to learn from you because I wish I would have been a mechanic. I really do, because I really think that I really think it would have benefited me to be a mechanic. Yeah. Any lady that's a mechanic, thumbs up. Thumbs up. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. So all right, here's another one on the list. Can I test drive the car alone or with someone? Okay, that's a good one. I never heard of that one. So basically, I guess you would ask them, can I drive the car myself? And do I have to have somebody else in the car with me? Okay. That's a real good one. Okay, so these are the questions you ask in the car dealership as you conversate with them on the phone, or these are some of the things that you want to go over with them before you purchase your car. You want to make sure you get, and you might have different questions. That's fine, but this is just to give you some ideas. Okay, all right. Let's see. Is there a return or exchange policy? That's a good one. Do they still have the limit laws? I don't know. Some states have the limit laws. You are able to turn your car back in within 3 days. I don't know if that still stands, but I think, where was I living at? Okay, was I living in Indianapolis? I'm not for sure where I was living at, where they had the 3 day limit law. Okay, where you able to return your car within 3 days. Okay, so I don't know if they still have that, but I know in some states they do have that limit law. So y'all need to check that out and see what your state if they let you do that or not. Okay, that's the train, guys. Sorry about the noise. All right, what else? We getting through this checklist. Isn't this exciting? Okay, that somebody actually can go over a checklist, some of the things to remind you of what you need to ask the car dealership before you walk in there. Okay, I'm just trying to look out for you ladies. Okay, and the guys. If y'all don't know anything about cars, I'm with you too. Let's go. Okay, let's see. Okay, it says, what's the mileage on the vehicle? if used. Okay, so you want to ask, ask the direct question, what's the mileage on this car? Okay, sometimes you think they change the mileage when they sell those cars. I don't know. Hopefully they don't. Hopefully they don't do that, but I don't know. Okay, but that's something that you want to ask. What is the mileage on the car when you get in a used car? Okay, that's something you want to ask. Let's get some more right quick. Okay, how often does it need maintenance? That's another good question. Do you offer any kind of service plan or free oil changes? Oh, that's a good one. Okay, what happens if I miss a payment? If you miss a payment, they're coming to get that car. Okay. Zzz. Uh, thank you very much. We'll be taking that back, and all them payments that you paid into are gone. Yeah. So if you got through, let's say for example, you got through 36 payments and you only have about 10 more to go, and you don't make your payment, and they come and get that car. Oh my goodness, Lord have mercy. And they don't want to give it back. Wow. Yeah, I feel the same way. Okay, so what else? Okay, what happens? Okay, we talk about that, miss the payments. Okay, here's another one. Can I pay extra towards the loan without penalties? Okay, so that's a good one. Are you able to pay in advance so that way you can kind of, hurry up with the payments? That's a good one. But I don't know. Sometimes that's tricky because I don't. Sometimes some companies want you to pay it when they want you to pay it within that grace period, and when you pay early, that's kind of like, okay, you pay early, but we still want you to pay at this time. So you definitely want to make sure you're clear on that. Because if you don't have those payments in when they say, they can probably hold that against you. I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, I would just make my payments on time within the payment time, put that money up somewhere, and have somebody hold it for you. You think you're gonna spend it, okay? All right. Okay. Also, here's another one. I can take the car to my mechanic before purchasing, or can I take the car to my mechanic before purchasing? That's a really good one. That's a really good one. And if you can, if they say yes, I will run. Hurry up, get to your mechanic, or just pay your mechanic a little money. Like sometimes, like what I used to do when I used to have to take my mechanic back in the day, he was just like, I was like, how much I need to pay you to come with me to this car dealership? He'd be like 20, or it depends on what mechanic is. It might say 60 or something like that, or someone might say 100. It just depends. It depends on where you going, how long they've been your mechanic. Okay, all right, that's what it's going to depend on. Or if you just getting a mechanic that you done met online, or you don't know them that well, they might charge you anything. So it just depends. But depends on you, how much money you got to spend. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, also, the other question is, can you email me a quote so I can compare with other dealerships? Okay, you strategizing. I hear that. Okay, you trying to make it seem like, well, listen, I can go somewhere else and get me a better deal. Okay. Like, keep them on their toes. Yes, I like that. Okay. So that's a good list. Now let's quickly get into some of the do's and don'ts, and then we're gonna stop this little checklist thing, and we're gonna have a part two and get more into it, because I think this is a really good subject. I mean, when you're buying a car, it can be a lot. And matter of fact, I'm gonna do one do and one don't, and then the rest of them we're gonna do next time we come back on here and talk about what should we do when we go to a car dealership, or what questions we should ask before we go into the car dealership. We're gonna continue this conversation, but I'm gonna do one do and one don't, and then we're gonna close it out because I didn't realize how long I was on here. Okay, all right. Okay, so a do. Okay. Okay, set your budget and stick to it. Okay, don't fall for monthly payment traps. Okay, so whatever you gonna stick to, like if you got a budget, stick to it. Okay, if you know how much money you want to spend every month, Stick to it. You know that you got other stuff you got to pay for. Don't fall for it. And if they tell you your monthly payments are going to be $600, but you know you only can afford $400 a month, then you need to just stick to it. If they go over that amount, then you need to be just like walking away from me, like, you know what? I think that's my sign to say I might need to wait. I might need. Okay, everybody. Okay, so we're gonna end this right quick. Now, the don't is don't show up too much with too much excitement. Keep your poker face on. That's a good one. Look serious, like I'm not here for no games. Don't play with me, okay? Maybe I should let the sister girl come out. Honey, please. Honey, please. Okay, think of me as auntie. I'm not coming in here to play with y'all. Okay, I needs my car. Now, if you're not going to approve me, then we're going to have a problem today. Okay, let's get into it. All right. Anyway, guys, I'm going to be getting off here. I appreciate you all. Please subscribe to my channel. All right. Give me some tips. I love conversations. Okay. I ain't scared. I promise you not. I'm not scared. I'm just going to let it go over my head. Okay. If it don't sound right. But if it sounds good, you know, you trying to give me some really solid advice, come on with it. I love it because I'm here for it. I want to be able to help you and I want you to help me too. We want to help each other, right? That's what we're here for. So please continue to follow me everywhere. I'm everywhere. Okay. And I will talk to you guys later for part 2 about this car dealership. We got to get us a car. Okay. And we got to make sure that we dot all our I's and cross all our T's before we walk into these car dealerships. Like we want to act like we know. Even if we don't know, we want to act like we know. Okay. While you playing. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I will talk to you all later. Okay. Bye-bye. Don't forget to subscribe. Okay, now I need to figure out how to turn this off and I'll be good. Okay. That's it. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.